Yes, welcome. Adult's House, essay, questions, and sample essays. I think this is essay number 3. Essay number 3. Narration, of course, is done by Sherlock. So, good students, I know you've set yourself ready, and here we go. How, that is an exam style question, and it's an essay one. How do different characters use the words free and freedom? How does the use of these words change throughout the play? Again, how do different characters use the words free and freedom? How does the use of these words change throughout the play? Here's a response. It is Torvald who introduces the concept of freedom in the play, claiming that, and I quote, "There can be no freedom or beauty about a home life that depends on borrowing and debt." He defines freedom in economic terms as befits an age where power depended upon money. He is also adapting society's values as debt was disapproved of and considered a sign of moral degeneracy. The dramatic irony behind his words lies in the fact that Torvald would not have any life at all if his wife had not gone into debt, though he does not realize this. So therefore, like Torvald, Krogstad sees freedom as moral respectability in the eyes of society. His job at the bank is the means by which he will cut himself free from the stigma of his indiscretion of forgery. The problem with this approach is that his freedom depends upon the whim of his employer, who also sits in moral judgment on him and can withdraw his job if he finds that he falls short in that respect. Mrs. Linde feels proud that by working hard, she was able to support her brothers and mother. And I quote, "I was privileged to make the end of my mother's life almost free from care." End of quote. Like Torvald, she is defining freedom in economic terms, but she is operating at a lower economic level than he is. She is talking of being able to provide the necessities of life, whereas he is talking of the relative luxury of being free from debt. In Act 1, Nora is delighted that soon she will have paid over her debt to Krogstad and will be free from care, quite free from care. To be able to play and romp with the children, to be able to keep the house beautifully and have everything just as Torvald likes it. At this point, she defines her freedom in terms of the very things that, as she later realizes, restrict her. Her role as a submissive wife and mother. By the end of Act 2, Krogstad's letter revealing Nora's debt and forgery of her father's signature is sitting in Torvald's letterbox. Nora, who fears yet hopes that Torvald will shield her by taking the entire blame upon himself, means to disappear or commit suicide, thereby saving him from disgrace. She tells him, "Then you'll be free." Therefore, Torvald will maintain his respectability by means of Nora's obliterating herself from his world. At the end of the play, Nora has been awakened to Torvald's narrow-mindedness and no longer sees freedom in terms of bondage to him or obliteration of herself. On the contrary, she defines freedom for herself and Torvald as complete independence from each other, as she leaves the marriage to forge a new life for herself. And I quote, "I set you free from all your obligations. You are not to feel yourself bound in the slightest way any more than I shall. There must be perfect freedom on both sides."